Great! Now we will be extending what we learned last time. In this lesson, we will be talking about exceptional structure in English grammar. The first part of this lesson, we will be discussing how to create emphasis through strategic word placement as you structure your sentences. When your aim is to point the reader toward key facts and phrases, using introductory adverbs and adverb phrases can be very effective. Some examples of these are especially, particularly, most importantly, and above all. Other adverbs work well in the introductory position too. In the example below, you will see what a difference word position can make in a sentence. The first iteration sounds almost casual in tone compared to the second. He emerged from the vanguard unscathed, remarkably. Remarkably, he emerged from the vanguard unscathed. Repetition of a phrase can also have a compelling effect in your writing, rhythmically underscoring the essence of your key message. How could he ask which of them I truly loved? It was him. It had always been him. Another method of emphasis in a series of sentences is the placement of a short, emphatic sentence to punctuate a crucial point and even add an element of drama. Jim decided to find out if playing frisbee in a glass factory was a bad idea. It was. When it comes to emphasis, it is also important to understand that the word you are trying to emphasize should be stressed. It should be stretched out and spoken louder with more emphasis on the syllables of the word. Let's look at the previous examples. The word stressed is bolded. Practice saying the bolded word in a way that shows emphasis. Remarkably, he emerged from the vanguard unscathed. How could he ask which of them I truly loved? It was him. It had always been him. Jim decided to find out if playing frisbee in a glass factory was a bad idea. It was. What are cleft sentences and how do you use them? A cleft sentence is a sentence in which some part is moved from its normal position into a different place to give it more emphasis. For example, instead of saying, Joe ate the cake, we would say, it was Joe who ate the cake. Saying it this way places emphasis on the word Joe. It cleft sentences. It clauses are the most common type of cleft clause. The information that comes after it is emphasized for the listener. The clause which follows the it clause is connected using that, and it contains information that is already understood. We often omit that in informal situations when it is the object of the verb. A. Sharon's car got broken into yesterday, did it? B. No, it was Nina's car that got broken into. Focus, or new information. It was Nina's car. Understood already, old information? A car got broken into. A. You've met my mother, haven't you? B. No, it was your sister that I met. Focus, new information. It was your sister. Understood already, old information. I met someone in your family. Is it August that you are going on holiday? Focus, new information. The month August. Understood already, old information. You are going on holiday. When a personal subject is the focus, we can use who instead of that. We often omit who in informal situations when it is the object of the verb. It was my husband who you spoke to on the phone, or it was my husband you spoke to on the phone. When a plural subject is the focus, we use a plural verb, but it plus be remains singular. It's the parents who were protesting most. We can use negative structures in the it clause. It wasn't the Greek student who phoned. WH cleft sentences. WH cleft sentences are most often introduced by what, but we can also use why, where, how, etc. The information in the WH clause is typically old or understood information, while the information in the following clause is new and in focus. A. I don't know what to cook for them. I don't know what they like. B. What they like is smoked salmon. Understood already, old information. We are talking about what they like to eat. Focus, new information. They like smoked salmon. A. This remote control isn't working. B. What we need to do is get new batteries for it. Understood already, old information. There is something that we need to do to fix the remote control. Focus, new information. We need to buy new batteries. Elliptical sentences. Elliptical writing occurs when an author opts to not describe an event literally. Instead, the writer implies it obliquely, which can be more artful than spelling it out. In individual sentences, you can spot elliptical constructions by looking for omitted words. Elliptical sentences still conform to the rules of English grammar. They just say the same amount with fewer words. Here are some examples of elliptical constructions. Use them to further your understanding of both an elliptical sentence and an elliptical clause. 1. A noun ellipsis removes a noun from a sentence. For instance, I did a full workout, and Marie did too. This sentence removes the phrase a full workout from its second independent clause. We understand that what Marie did was a full workout, and the elision of these words does not diminish that understanding. 2. A verb ellipsis omits a verb from a sentence. For instance, I drank water and Ellen milk. The verb drank appears only once, but it refers to both I and Ellen. In the case of Ellen, the verb is merely implied. 3. A verb phrase ellipsis omits an entire phrase that's anchored by a verb. For instance, I went to the movies, but Jerry did not. We know that the thing Jerry did not do was go to the movies, but we omit it as part of this elliptical construction. The meaning of the sentence does not change with the elliptical clause omitted. These three structures comprise the principal types of elliptical construction. When it comes to elliptical storytelling, authors sometimes mask the real meaning of a sentence or entire word, couching it in metaphor and oblique language. When using elliptical style, authors will offer contextual clues to steer the reader to the meaning beneath the surface of the text. Using elliptical sentences in comparison. Carrie is taller than Frank. The blog did better with younger and not older people. Facebook used to be for the younger, not older crowd. Using elliptical sentences joined by coordinating conjunctions. I have written and typed my homework. Kathy likes ice cream, Caitlin brownies, and Allie cookies. Alexis has a house, and Richard an apartment. Using elliptical sentences in dependent clauses. If you do the dishes today, I will tomorrow. I will go to the grocery store if you will. Using elliptical sentences in reduced clauses. The fashion show by Ellen was so popular. The man selling the popcorn is my friend. I visited the Eiffel Tower after coming back from Italy. Using elliptical sentences with so, to, either, neither. My sister is tall, and so are my brothers. I hate oranges, and so does my uncle. I think trees in the city are great, and Kathy does too. She didn't say anything, and neither did I. I didn't say anything, Frank didn't either. Parenthetical expressions. A parenthetical expression is a phrase or clause that's inserted within. In effect, it interrupts another phrase or clause. The larger structure is complete without the smaller structure, which could be an adverb clause, as in the following four examples, or an added comment or remark that has no syntactic function in the clause. I've italicized the parenthetical expressions, including the one in the first sentence in this paragraph. Note that the expressions are enclosed in, or surrounded by, pairs of punctuation marks, commas or parentheses, round brackets, or dashes. Strawberry jam, for instance, doesn't make a good spaghetti sauce. Uncle Charlie, when he was told about the escaped fleas, broke out in a blush. Cobras, although they are essentially moody, like an occasional chuckle. The tone of her letter, however, brought tears to Fang's eyes. It's important to note that the commas that surround phrases and clauses that are inserted between backbone functions don't violate the rule that no punctuation can separate subjects and finite verbs. The punctuation belongs to the parenthetical expression. Feng, in fact, was furious. But, of course, Miss Hiss was amused. Jumbo, it seems, prefers peanuts in soy sauce. Parentheses, or round brackets, set off material that is inserted as an explanation or comment. The idea is to add information rather quietly, a brief definition or comment, for example, so as not to distract the reader from the rest of the sentence. Uncle Charlie, a reformed gurgler, met Aunt Min, at that time a mouthwash therapist, at a poltergeist convention. When I can't think of any appropriate silly examples, for instance, after a strenuous evening with the Boa brothers, I try standing on my head. In the sentence about Uncle Charlie and Aunt Min, no punctuation follows either parenthesis because none would have been used without the parentheses. The commas that would ordinarily follow adverbs and examples come after the closing parenthesis marks. The rule is that the expression in parentheses should come immediately after the structure it comments on, before any other punctuation. A pair of dashes is used to emphasize parenthetical expressions more forcefully. Monty the Python, a snake in the grass if I ever saw one, often pretends to have fang aches. Orange-nosed attack frogs, there's one on your shoulder now, defeat their enemies by sucking out their wits. If I'm allowed to write a serious example for once, I'll probably be lynched for it. I'd say that it's best to use dashes sparingly. Jack was injured by a booby-trapped plum, or so he claims. Let's practice. How should these sentences be punctuated with commas? 1. My favorite subjects, language arts and social studies, have the best teachers ever. 2. My friend who loves basketball also plays softball. Here are the answers. My favorite subjects, language arts and social studies, have the best teachers ever. My friend who loves basketball also plays softball. How should parentheses be used in these sentences? 3. My worst subject, math, is getting easier. 4. All my life, all 12 years, I have spent in Georgia. Here are the answers. My worst subject, math, is getting easier. All my life, all 12 years, I have spent in Georgia. Finish the following sentences. 5. My sister doesn't like durian, and I don't. 6. As far as I know, my father never smokes, and do I. 7. Annie's mother can't speak English well, and my mother can't. The answers are either, and neither, and either. My sister doesn't like durian, and I don't either. As far as I know, my father never smokes, and neither do I. Annie's mother can't speak English well, and my mother can't either. Fill in the blank. 8. The thing most people want in life? To be happy. 9. Was the way he told us the news that astonished us. 10. We saw in the tour wasn't as memorable as the people we were with. The answers are is and it and what. The thing most people want in life is to be happy. It was the way he told us the news that astonished us. What we saw on the tour wasn't as memorable as the people we were with. That's all we have for today's lesson. Thanks so much for watching. It was a long journey with you guys. Teacher Banana thought that it would be best for you to learn and practice English grammar with her in Korean so that you can understand 100%, and after that, with me in English to improve your listening and speaking skills as well. Banana English always tries our best to make your life better with English education. I hope we helped you a lot. If you want to get more information and learn English grammar the easiest way, take Teacher Banana's Hell's English Grammar lesson at www.artyandbanana.com. We also prepared free MP3 files for reviewing English with Banana Master Grammar in a Month as well. Don't miss out on this free option and take advantage of it. Then, we will see you soon. Banana yo!